Access 21.
I like that.
Access 21.
Access 21. Where we at, Ty?
Access 21.
Access 21.
So welcome to the March 2026 edition of the Access 21 podcast. I am Tarik, the Director of Membership and Community Engagement here at Access 21.
I am DJ Mike Corleone, a member for 3 years and running, and a local famous DJ in the area.
You said famous. So, which you are, kind of, yeah.
In my own mind.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Or start with your own mind.
So at Access 21, we give the community members the ability to, or the opportunity to create content for TV shows, podcasting, and most recently, music production.
Yes, music production. And you know I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
You've got a lot going on with this thing too, right?
With the music production?
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
I know we always stick to a itinerary, guys, but you know I like to jump around a little bit and make.
Well, let's talk about the music production.
Let's talk about the music production.
So we have one student, Bridget, and two of the studio coordinators are sitting in on the class, Julia and Stuart. So we just had our first class on the 2nd, which is what?
Last week.
No, a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
Monday? Yeah, so we just had our first class. It was interesting. You know, I try to stay organic, and then what I have to understand, I feel, is that they're at a beginning level. Mm-hmm. So you have to explain everything. You have to explain it clearly. And you might have to explain it more than once for the point to get across.
Everybody has a different learning curve.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for our viewers, what can one expect from that workshop and that particular program?
So Music Production 101 is kind of how it sounds. It's a freshman introduction to music production. So I'm assuming that they know nothing about music production. So a lot of it is push this button, push that button. This is how you define this. This is how you define that. Now, in the 4th class will be a good amount of music theory, but I'm going to let them know at the beginning of the class, I do not expect you to master music theory in an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Exactly. It's more like a reference manual. And I use it myself since I've put it together.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So if you ever want to go back and you want to I need to be refreshed on my major and minor scales, or, I forgot how this chord works, you have the reference manual that's ready for you at any time if you get stuck or if you need to renew any music theory.
So this would be catering to aspiring producers?
Yes. Yeah. Anyone interested in music production.
Now, we've been running the open mic for...
Yes. Yeah. Since when? August?
Yeah. So
last year, I think.
We've had a ton of great artists here, a ton of great musicians, some really great positive influences, and some really great Friday nights.
Definitely. And the next one's coming up this Friday. It's funny because all of our podcasts are in the same week as the open mics. Mm-hmm. So every time I say, oh, this Friday, it's always, unless there's a holiday or something. But so it's Ashley Nicole's going to be there. She's a singer. She's a poet.
What's the name again?
Ashley Nicole.
Ashley Nicole, because it sounded like you said actually Nicole, but
Ashley, stop making fun of my accent.
I got to
Baltimore.
Mix it up. So Ashley Nicole is going to be here, and she's a singer, songwriter, composer, just all around talented.
I'm not sure if she composed or writes songs, but I have been exposed to her poetry and her singing.
Oh, well, she's a natural talent.
She's a natural talent, so it should be fun. So come check us out. So it's going to be this Friday, which is what? March 6th, right? Mm-hmm. Is this Friday?
Yep.
7 p.m. here at Access 21 Studios. We have the open mic first, and then the last 25 minutes are dedicated to the feature.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, we record this podcast on the first Wednesday. Now, the actual open mic is live here on the first Friday of every month.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I know. I'm excited.
Yeah, it should be fun. We always have a great crowd. Surprisingly.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
popular.
Creatives, when creatives get together, there's always magic that happens.
Yeah, it's super popular. It really is. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. What else we got?
Jamming on the One was amazing, as we discussed. We're having the open mic this Friday. So also, we briefly talked about Music Production 101. Also, tabling season is coming up, starting in March.
I know you're excited about that.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm excited, but I'm looking forward to it because you get to go to festivals, right? Who doesn't love a festival?
Yeah, but you facilitate it, right? You're the one at the table.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Now, this time, I asked the board of directors to help me out a little bit, and 3 of them said that they would, and 1 of them actually said, I'm going to come to these specific events.
All right, so for those that don't know, what's tabling?
Oh, yeah, I keep using words that
we just got to let the people know exactly what we're doing here and exactly what that means.
So it's like when you go to a festival and you see the vendors and they have like the vendors booths where there's like a tent, a table, and they got their swag out on the table and literature about their organization. And so you stop at the table, you talk about the organization, and then they give you like a free cup or like a pen or a Frisbee or I don't know, whatever their swag is.
Yeah.
It's just a way to increase the visibility of their organization in the community.
Yeah. And most importantly, they provide you with great information, right? Yeah. And we would like to see more people come to become members. How do you become a member?
So the first thing to become a member is you want to attend an orientation. The easiest thing to sign up for orientation, I mean, you can call me here, you can email me. So the number here is 704-377-8988, if I'm not mistaken. But you can also go to tvaccess21.com. So if you go to the website, you click the Get Involved tab. After you click the Get Involved tab, you can scroll down and you'll see a button that says sign up for a free orientation. So you click that button, it takes you to the virtual orientation registration form. Fill that out, submit it, and then we get that and we sign you up.
Sounds like it's like opening up a box of cereal, just super easy.
It is super easy. The website is super easy to navigate, and I think it's the simplest way, right?
And one way to get people is the tabling. Another way is programs like this, the Access 21 podcast that we run every single month. Another way is the open mic nights. So we're trying to do so much to get more people involved and actually bring and create awareness.
Yeah, for me, it's really about building community. So with the Jamming on the One, I want it to be a place where, I mean, of course, they're going to come in and see what we do, which is a benefit for us. But I want to benefit them in that they get to communicate with each other, interact with one another, and do some networking. So it's building community, number one. But for us, it's bringing people in and see what we do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it has really nothing to do with profit because it's a nonprofit.
It is a nonprofit. It is a nonprofit. But the interesting thing is with Open Mic at 21, we did have one person that I remember. Danny is her nickname. I saw her at an orientation. I'm like, hey, you were at the open mic. She like performed at the open mic, and now she's become a member.
Yeah, so that's a success story.
It really is.
That's the pathway that you would love for most people that come to these events to take. You know, you don't want a one and done. You want people to understand that there's so much to offer here, especially for aspiring creators, producers, filmmakers. If you got an idea, you could bring it here and bring it to life, literally.
Exactly. And my idea is we're not just a public access cable TV station. In my mind, we're also a media center, right? A media arts center. And I think that's like a perception or a perspective that I have where, sure, our anchor is the TV production, but there's other things involved with media arts that we could offer and build community around.
That's what I always say. So you know what I always say? I always say that it's not just the person in front of the camera. that makes the production. There's so many other key parts and key individuals that make it a whole production.
Yeah. And I wonder, like, how hard it is to continuously create content like that.
It depends on how
Oprah has been on for decades, right?
Yeah.
Like, are the writers just sitting around like, let's do this?
Yeah,
This is a good idea.
So, of course, they have think tanks where
they do.
You sit around and you just shoot ideas off at the dartboard, right? Like they say, you just try to continue to come up with different ideas. Some stick, some don't. Just like most ideas, you start from one. Hey, how about this? Nah, not that. And then you all make a collective effort, and then y'all come up with a programming schedule.
I didn't realize that. So there's a longtime member here, Beth Marlin, who does Wellness Holiness show. Mm-hmm. I need to get her title right of her show, but she always has content for like years.
Yeah.
Before I got here, like years and years of content, and she never runs out of content.
I mean, it's almost like, now you got
Wellness, Wholeness, Holiness. I got it.
Thank you. Wellness, Wholeness, Holiness.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
But you were saying,
Beth. So I was saying, people who are like into social media and they're social media savvy, they typically plan out what their content is ahead. And it's typically on autopilot. There's so many different forums and apps that you can use where you can plan and schedule your content so that you're not just spontaneously coming up with, let me post this, let me post that. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, because during the pandemic, I had a previous podcast, but this was during the pandemic. So it was all on Zoom, right? And we sat down and we planned out each podcast for the entire year. So that makes sense, right? We did have a plan.
So it's like chess, not checkers when it comes to it, right?
You
have to plan 6, 7, 8 steps ahead.
Yeah.
And then make contingencies if you have to switch it up. So, Speaking of, I wonder, we just touched base on social media. This upcoming Saturday, there's a workshop, right?
Yes.
I know it's not in the notes. However, I'm coming to it.
So make sure you register before the 5th, which is what, tomorrow?
Yeah.
So you might want to do that tonight.
I'm telling you. Right
now. So, So it's going to be on YouTube Optimization, and it's going to be taught by Vanell. So that I know Vanell because she hosts the Simpac Spotlight show. Mm-hmm. And she's been doing that for a few months now.
I feel like here at Access 21, there's always some extra tidbits of information like that to help you to forward whatever your endeavors are. And, a lot of people are aspiring podcasters, YouTubers, they want to be social media savvy. And if this can give you a better insight on how to optimize your YouTube, which I'm trying to optimize my YouTube channel as well. I won't advertise it, but I do have one.
Yeah.
And I think it would be beneficial to me because most of us lean on our own understanding, or we look at YouTube itself to try and find ideas to help us to get better and improve.
Exactly. I think it'll be a great class. And then thinking about social media, I just realized that I belong to all these music groups on Facebook.
You do?
Yes. I was like, I need people to come to Jamming on the One. And then I had Facebook open, and I looked, and I said, I'm like part of 30 music groups.
Just post it in there.
And that's what I've been doing today. Because I was like, why don't I just post Jamming on the One in these groups?
Exposure, exposure, exposure.
Like, I didn't really think about it. Because what I was thinking originally is, I have been in Charlotte since 1994, and I know less than 10 musicians personally. I know dozens of poets. I know dozens of visual artists.
I think you're downplaying that. You got to know more than 10 musicians.
Like, if I was say, okay, we're going to have a poetry show, I can just pick up the phone and dial like 20 poets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know that there's 20 musicians I can dial. But the funny thing is what you were saying about social media, maybe I don't need to dial them. Maybe I should just post it in these groups I'm a part of.
Yeah, shine
see what happens.
Shine a light on it. Somebody shine a light on them.
Yeah, like these North Carolina music scene groups, Charlotte music groups, Charlotte jazz groups. Like, use that.
It's
right?
all on Facebook.
Exactly.
And this is the thing that will get people here, attraction. We want people to come and we want people to experience it and see everything that Access 21 has to offer. We talked a little bit about the past, what's coming up in the future, right? We're 2 months into implementing the community engagement.
Yeah.
Right?
The last thing I wanted to say about social media is I found out that TikTok is the #1 music discovery tool these days. TikTok. Not the radio, TikTok.
Well, see, most people don't listen to the radio as much anymore.
Exactly.
People are either they're on their own devices and so many different channels and platforms that people use. YouTube's one of them. But yeah, TikTok is definitely responsible for the resurgence of old musicians and old artists. They're like, oh, wow. Remember that there was a song by Usher that was out for years and somebody did a dance to it or something like that, and then it blew back up. No, Chris Brown.
Chris Brown?
Right? Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I forgot the name of the song, but
yeah, I can see
know.
that.
I mean, he's got 1,000 songs.
I know. It's hard to remember.
But he made it years ago, but then somebody did a dance, and it kind of resurfaced, and next thing you know, it was circulating on the radio again.
I got you.
So, yeah, TikTok.
But the social media is powerful. But we are into March. I can't believe it's been 2 months since January. It felt like January started, there was a bunch of snow, and then it got fuzzy.
Yes, I'm glad that the weather's starting to break too.
That's true.
Feels good. It's a good day today. So hopefully we could continue on that same beautiful weather, which gets people outside.
But summer's going to be scorching hot.
It always is. What you going to do about that?
Nothing. Just deal with it.
Just enjoy it and do more tabling.
Yeah.
Get out there in front of the people more.
Yeah.
Let people know.
So it should be interesting. And so we are 2 months into the community engagement plan for this year. Now, I think the way I need, because there's a lot of projects that I want to do, I think the way it's just kind of like to line them up and just kind of like knock each project out as we go, because there's a lot to juggle all these different projects, whether you're talking about interviewing arts leaders, which is something I want to do. Of course, we talked about Jamming on the One, the open mic, and there's like this cultural discussion I want to do where, depending on the month, like if it's Black History Month or whatever, we bring someone in to talk about that. So shout out, we did have the Sign of the Times band here for Black History Month, talking about the history of jazz. So that's going to air soon.
Oh, I would love to. When is it going to air,
Off the top of my head, I don't. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to ask off the cuff questions.
Like maybe I should have wrote that down before we started talking.
So, Amos Oaks from the Knoxville community?
Yes. So I've talked to him a couple times. Amos wants to start like a Southeastern coalition of public access stations, because there's this Alliance for Community Media, which is countrywide, right?
Yeah, as it should
nationwide. Be. But he's like, well, let's get together in the Southeast and see what we can do to help each other that way.
I love that.
So that's in a week or two, that meeting.
Collaboration is what it's all about.
Yeah.
You can learn from him, he can learn from you, and then you collaborate and work together.
Yeah, it should be a bunch of us from the Southeast, right? So he's leading it from Knoxville, but it should be interesting.
I'm looking forward to that a lot. So what's if you could sum up the Access 21 story, what is it?
That's a good question. That is a good question. So I've only been here a couple years, but it did used to be at the Time Warner building like years ago. It's been here since 2000 is my understanding. And it's interesting how things grow and change over time. Because to be honest with you, some people are cutting the cable cord. And for the last couple of years, at the end of the year, I have talked to other public access stations to inform my plan for the next year's community engagement. And it's interesting the trends you'll see. Like they're all saying, yeah, people are shifting from cable. So I think the story is, okay, the bread and butter was cable TV.
Yeah.
Right? And it existed like that for such a long time. But I think now it's like, okay, how do we become more of a media arts center?
Multimedia now.
Yeah, a media arts center, and think outside of the, I know that's a cliche, outside of the box about that.
So
the story's evolving and changing.
To segue that, you said most people are cutting the cord.
Cable
Where else can people see and view the programming here at Access 21?
Exactly, and I think the executive director, John, was aware of that. So you can also see us on streaming. So it's like Apple TV, Roku TV, Fire TV. You can go to your smartphone store and you can download the app to your smartphone. You can go to the website. You can see the live streaming on the website.
Yes,
there's video on demand on the website.
That's what the people want to know. Where can we find the program?
Exactly. I think John was aware of how things are changing, so he put us on streaming and on the website as well.
When does our podcast air?
Our podcast airs on the second Tuesday of each month at 11:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m.
There we go. That's what I wanted to know.
Let's say that again. So the Access 21 podcast regularly airs on the second Tuesday of each month at 11:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m.
I like that because we're recording now, but sometimes I forget. So I want to put it on my calendar because you can set a reminder for these programs. Your favorite programs, you can set a reminder so you know it's coming. And
on where?
On your phone.
Oh, on your phone, just like
or even whatever channel you use or whatever platform you use, you can set a reminder to give you an alert.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, your code. So my daughter actually sets a reminder for this podcast. She told me about it. So shout out to my beautiful daughter.
Okay, I didn't know about the reminder thing. That's interesting.
Sure,
I have to look that up.
You want to do a call to action to let the people know what we got going on and how to find out?
I don't know why that was funny. It was the way you said it. So if you're interested in becoming a member at Access 21, you can always come to an orientation. So an orientation, they recur on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month at 7 p.m. here at the Access 21 studios.
Now you can't just show up.
You want to register.
Yeah.
You want to register. So the easiest way to register is to go to the website, tvaccess21.com.
tvaccess21.com.
So you're going to go to the website. You're going to click Get Involved. Scroll down. There's a button that says Sign Up for a Free Orientation. Hit the button, fill out the form, submit it. We get it, and then we register you for orientation.
Yeah, I wanted to circle back to that because we can't stress that enough, right? Although I love to sit next to you and we have these wonderful conversations, but it really is about the people that make this place.
That's true.
Now, you have to be a resident, or how does that work?
So it is membership based here at Access 21. So what happens is you come to orientation, and then there's a one-time membership fee. So it depends on your geography, right? So if you live in Charlotte, your one-time membership fee is $25. If you live in Mecklenburg County, but outside of the city of Charlotte, it's $65. Excuse me. But the thing is that if you live completely out of Charlotte, Mecklenburg, it's going to be $100. But people who live completely out of Charlotte, Mecklenburg cannot produce content for shows. They can take training. They can volunteer other people's shows, but they can't produce their own content.
So that's important to know. So
you
can learn all there is to learn if you live outside of the Charlotte, Mecklenburg area.
You still can train.
You can still train. That's $100. Now, that's one-time fee, not annual.
No, it's a one-time fee. Each level of that is a one-time fee.
Yeah.
The only other real cost really are the training classes. So the more like basic training classes are free. The more advanced training classes can have a small fee associated with them.
Understood. And you can find the schedule of these classes online or on the website, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Or you can stop by. There's flyers. There's so many ways to get that information.
That's what I was thinking when you asked me that question, because there's a number of ways to get that information. So when you go to orientation, I'll give you the class overview there. There's class overview sheets next to the studio coordinator's office up front. There's several ways to get that training information.
Yeah, or just come by and visit, and that way you know exactly where Access 21 is, and you can see what we have to offer. I believe that it would be beneficial to any creative or anyone that wants to at least start their career.
Yeah,
right?
you can always come by and talk to me. For the most part, I start here at 10 a.m. working. There are some days when I may come in later or my schedule might shift.
But you're pretty much available to
For the most part, you can come talk to me.
Yeah.
And
You're a nice, easygoing guy.
yeah, but I think the simplest way to sign up for orientation, there's a number of ways you can do it, but in my opinion, the simplest way is to go to the website, tvaccess21.com, click Get Involved, scroll down, sign up for a free orientation, hit that button, fill out the form, submit. That's just really the easiest. There's a number of ways.
Get involved.
But that's just the easy.
You got to start somewhere, and this is the best place to start, I promise you.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because there's people I've met who are very interesting characters throughout the years. And I think what happens is some people already have an interest in a certain area of art.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of like just another area of art for them to get interested in.
It is.
Because that's what's happening to me, because, I already did music. And now I'm like, I wonder how to edit video. I want to learn about how to edit video.
Listen, there's some people who are experts in one field, but want to increase their knowledge in another. So this is a perfect way. And for a minimal price, like when you think of the cost of college, or you got some of these gurus that are online selling packages for $199, and all of these other specialists that know how to do this and do that. Here you can get it at a minimal cost. It's community-based. You can get involved, and I believe that it would benefit anybody that's in the creative space for sure.
Definitely. Well, with that, I think you have the last word on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Completely agree with that.
Access 21? Go ahead and say it.
This podcast was produced using the facilities of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Public Access Corporation, Access 21.
March in the books.
Yeah.
Let's get it. See you next month.
See you in April. Access 21. We need to thank Breona, our wonderful studio coordinator, for directing this edition of the Access 21 podcast. So thank you so much, Breona.
Yes, thank you, Breona. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. Access 21. I like this jingle. I still do. Access 21. See you in April?
See you in April.
Yes.